I think maybe Vanquishal K9 is one deck that can surely have its own voice in this. But generally speaking, I really feel like DRACOTAIL was the deck to beat this weekend. We saw a lot of different decks. We saw Vanquishal K9 showing up very strongly. And also the Radiant Typhoon, like I really feel like, you know, those decks well, deserve of course a spot. But I mean, like both of our duelists sitting here to take on their chances to become the new Italian Open champion with what is going to be a DRACOTAIL mirror match, as mentioned. What a day of action it has been. And yeah, I mean, I think this is the first time today we're also saying we're going to be seeing a mirror match of DRACOTAIL. So, a lot of different matchups, of course. But yeah, now our duelists will soon roll the die and we'll find out who goes first. As Marcello mentioned here, in such cases, it's all about being back and forth, sought after games, and here they are.
Big roll, it's a free from Romeo. Let's see, it's gonna be, I want to assume for both of them, the most important match they've ever played. Getting a chance after such a long day to become a champion.
Okay, XINXIN here start things off right away.
We open K2, and I'm pretty sure that Romeo has Ash Blossom in his hand, but most likely keeping it for the Rao at the end. Let's see. Open with Lucius, no response from Romeo. Gets 5 mana, and there is not only Ash, but also Ghost Bell. Let's see if he's punished by this slow roll of the Ash. A lot of players want to wait for Rao, rightfully so. But it could be that his opponent was low on playables. What is going to be the second target? The second material? Having a big think here. Oh, it's a Fuva. So yeah, this smells weakness.
Yeah, when you get rid of the Fuva, for sure, like not your ideal start, because you don't have any other name.
And that's it.
Use.
So we are gonna see an Artalion. Let's see these chain links. Artalion is 1 on the 5 mana. And then we're gonna set with Lucius, possibly the Rao. I mean, the non-engine is great for Romeo. Ash and Bell are both great at stopping the deck, but also when you go second, they stop the trap cards. So they are really, really good at that. And yeah, here we're gonna see the Ash, I assume, once we activate the Rao. Yeah, Ash Blossom coming down, slowing significantly the opener, and it's gonna be just one face down, and it's a pass. But we have double Bell. Oh, and Lukias. Okay, Lukias and Rao. No, it's actually a really good end. It's Mululu. Mululu, Lukias, Rao, and double bell.
That's good.
That's good. Could be better, but it's definitely good. And you know, there is this 5 mana, but it wasn't impressive. Let's see. And Mululu, it's the start. Keep in mind, out of the two, and she's going to resolve, it seems. So we can use a bell. Yeah. So it's gonna be a bell plus the Lukias. Summoning Artalion and trying to get back the Ash, I assume. Yeah, makes sense. And then using the Lukias to set what can be a Ketu. There could be a Sting, which can be annoying. Maybe to just banish this Ash Blossom. But we know a second bell is in the end.
Tough spot here for XINXIN. It's just...
And no, it's okay. Romeo is resolving everything. That's pretty strong.
Looking promising for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a bit of an underwhelming start for his opponent, and drawing multiple copies of Bell and Ash is really strong in the mirror. As simple as that. We have already normaled Ketu and Rao are our options. And Ketu is flipped, but there is Flame, and we negate it with Bell. I mean, we could have also just used the Ash we just picked up, so this didn't come as a huge surprise to XINXIN.
No, I mean, yeah, doesn't really change much here. It's just going to resolve it now. I don't know, is XINXIN playing Ibiru in the main deck?
Let me look it up. Yes, a single copy. Even so, we are still only on summon number 2, so long way to go. So we have Lukias, Ash, and Rao. Yes. The question is, do you try and go for game, even though you know he has a 5 mana? Or do you just play the control game, and for now, we just get 5 mana?
You can tell that Romeo is debating it.
Yeah. This is a big moment for him. You can possibly go for Pagula or Secretarian, and let's see what he goes for. And it is indeed the secret. No, is it Mysterion?
I think it's Mysterion, yeah. Is it?
No, it's
Quite tell. Maybe Secretary.
Secretarian. Secretarian. Makes sense. This pretty much shuts down a lot of the options from that 5 mana that XINXIN might have, and at the same time gives you the damage you need. And very well execution here. We normal summon Mululu, so now we have the chance to special summon Lucius and still activate the effect. So already this is enough if we pop with Pen. And I think this is what Romeo is eyeing. It's really going back and forth between Urgula and Pen. And in the end goes for Urgula. Not that it matters all that much because you can always access the path with this Rao.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is pretty much it. You send the pan, pop the Artalion, and this is pretty much game every single time. That's it.
Yeah, unless XINXIN has, I don't know, a miracle, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
This should always be it. Yeah.
as you have mentioned, now we are on summon 5 for the Nibiru. So that could be the last hope for XINXIN. Do we actually have Nibiru? The one-off? No way. We do have Nibiru! The one-off Nibiru in the deck is thrown! Oh my.
Oh my.
Literally the only hope that there could be is picked up. There is a reason why is 8-0.
Oh well. You need to play more when you resolve 1, right? So. I mean, yeah, literally the.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like XINXIN had in the deck. Just calculating how big the token is. Well, it was very well played by Romeo here, honestly, but what can you do? Sometimes maybe it's just there.
One-off drawn by XINXIN that can completely turn the game upside down. Still great, I mean, resources as we can see, because we are playing all of the free traps. We still have 5 mana, so there is still a lot that we can do, but I mean, this was just minutes from being game.
I mean, I think in general, there's this is the play you always want to go for.
Let's see. Pretty much knows what Romeo has, both in hand and face down, but won't be super easy to deal with. The start is an SP that could go over the flame, since it's the only one that cannot be activated in response.
Yeah, I mean, nothing here that expected.
We're gonna change the king. I would be surprised if that was the card we went over. Yeah, here we chain the SP, dealing with that token permanently, but we lose out on Ketu for the rest of the game, as it is limited to 1. And we really went over the Sting. That's interesting from XINXIN. It felt like it would have been a no-brainer maybe to go over the Flame, but he picked up this Ecclesia, and he knows that there is an Ash in the end from Romeo.
XINXIN is left with 2 cards.
Yeah, and one of them is 5 mana, we know from the previous turn. So that 5 mana, if we negate here, it's completely useless.
Yeah, but you Ash here. And
makes sense.
Yeah.
Because now 5 mana doesn't do anything on its own, and this could very well be a pass. Let's see. What can you do? Branded Fusion, and yeah, it's a pass. Rough. Very strong Nibiru, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be nearly enough. And now the SP comes back. But you can deal with it with the horn and just look for another draw, if that's what Romeo wants. Oh, and it's a normal summon of Cartesia. Another great card. And yeah, we are pretty much forced to chain it. Horn. Oh. And yeah, that's it. XINXIN has seen enough. It is Romeo who takes the first game, and is now only 1 game away from possibly becoming a Open champion. I mean, the emotion is absolutely real. Going, to this event, 500 players, and then a long day of duels, and now you're only 1 game away from taking the trophy home with you.
Yeah, I mean, like a very good show off, especially because the Nibiru was there. Like we were mentioning this, there was only 1 in the main deck, but that was not enough. Like, as mentioned, this specific matchup is very complicated. You have to really be concentrated. You cannot really afford to let anything slip away because, especially in the mirror match, like, although you can go first with the Gospel and Ash Blossom, of course, you may have the advantage. Here now, of course, like game 2, we will definitely see some side deck patterns going for long.
Yeah, because I gotta say, if there were a few differences in the main deck, the side decks look completely different. I'm pretty sure there are only like 3 or 4 cards in common, and instead, especially from XINXIN, we see some interesting and among my favorites cards of all time, which are the Psy frames, which I would be shocked if we see in this game, but if the match goes to game 3, they can be really, really strong to stop the spells of DRACOTAIL. On the other hand, though, Romeo already is maining a lot of entrops, and most likely will bring in Impermanence and Veiler to just try and stop Artalion. So, let's see. Again, only one of them can become champion. Only one of them can go 9-0. Who it is going to be, we are just moments away from finding out.
Yeah, I mean, the Psyframes for sure are very strong against Radiant Typhoon. All the spells, and here, going first, we will see our players with their different approaches to this specific matchup, and side deck punters as well. But, you know, XINXIN once again will go first and tries luck.
Here we are. Nice fist bump. Let's see if XINXIN can pick up a better opener than in the previous game. And we do see Fuvalos in the end from Romeo. He could use it right away to play around 5 mana, but shouldn't make too much of a difference. Let's see. But that's the only interruption he has in terms of entrops right now. So he needs to draw something good with it.
Let's see.
And here comes Lucius. Romeo again not really interested, and now he will be punished if there is a Rao or a branded fusion coming up, because he will get one less draw, possibly, from this Fuvalos. And here it is, branded fusion is there, and this again gives an option for XINXIN to play around the Fuva, at least. Again, using this 5 mana and giving one less draw. Of course, unless there is an out to the Fuvalos altogether. And yes, here comes 5 mana. Big consideration. And Mululu was also there. Alongside Ecclesia. So, Artalion with 3 materials. And what's really good about it is that we can also possibly add back any card that we send now. Yeah.
Looking promising for sure for XINXIN, because like on the other hand as well, Romeo doesn't have any other interruption, because so far with the Fuva also in something to draw. But yeah, I mean, just look at this. It's branded fusion itself. It's just sending some other pieces to the graveyard.
And no entropies found by Romeo yet. And this will be a huge chain, because we have 3 DRACOTAILs, 3 cards, at least 2 cards to be added back with Artalion. And then both Mululu and Lucius and Frixel, which can be used to set 3 cards. Yeah, here they are. And we are not using the Albion. And we can see here Romeo asking, I think pretty sure for confirmation, which is quite unusual, but makes sense because you Fuva lost. So you're like, you're not using Albion? Are you sure?
Just asking, just checking.
Of course. So now we access Flame and Sting alongside Ketu. And I'm not quite sure what we added back since it was off camera. Let's see if we can take a look. I would assume at least 5 mana. And we go for the Fallen and the White.
I mean, yeah, very solid opener from...
And we can special from Grave to play the Fuva. Really well played by XINXIN here. I think he's only gonna give him a draw.
Very well executed.
Oh. And now in the last second, change of mind, we go for Albalenatus giving a second draw so that we can use the Albion during the end phase. And yeah, now it's end phase time. We get Fallen and the Virtues, possibly face down. Yeah. And now the play will be back to Romeo, which has a lot to offer. The end is wide, and I see a lot of important cards. Hey, Ecclesia is also nice. This will be a tough one to maneuver through. We have a lot of engine.
Yeah, it's full of pieces.
Literally. And here we start things off with Ecclesia.
Tough. Tough, especially because you know that your opponent is very well set up.
Yeah, we know Sting Flame. Ketu was not activated, which is a bit unusual, I would say. Usually you would get for like Urgula or Pan. I'm a bit confused on why we didn't.
Does he play Accident?
Hey, that's also a huge question because Accident Knight, let me check, has been a huge going second card. Yes, Romeo is playing it. It's the one difference in the extra deck between XINXIN not using the card and Romeo. XINXIN is not just gonna stay there and watch this Accident Knight from being summoned. Probably gonna go for an Albats here. At least that's one option to try and deal with this. And yes, gonna go for this. Preventing the Accident. We do have Fallen and the Virtue, but that's only gonna be met with a Flame. And instead what we can also do is wait and activate it on our own spells to play around the Flame. So it's an interesting decision here. I don't think it makes much sense to use it, honestly. And yes, makes a lot of sense. Romeo does not answer, keeps the Fallen and the Virtue as an out to the DRACOTAIL Flame. And here comes Albat's resolving. With the Devouring Dragon. So now we still haven't normaled. We have, oh, it's double Rao, I think. That's unfortunate. Really confused on that K2, but let's see. I hope it's not gonna cost XINXIN the game.
Yeah, I mean, like, such cases, you just want to go for it, you know? Like,
I would.
yeah.
Especially, yeah, I don't really see the reason why. Now we see the Fallen and White. I think there might be a bit of a confusion here from Romeo because the card I mean, he's just asking about Alba Lenatus, which he's playing on his own.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think he didn't know about the fact that Alba Lenatus cannot be used as a future material. And so he wanted to fuse it away to summon his own, but similarly to how it was back in the day with the Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, you cannot use itself to make another one, you know? Let's see. Now it's time for the DRACOTAIL Flame, and here is the time in which Romeo waited patiently to activate the Fallen and the Virtues on his own card to play around the flame. Very well spot.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned how this specific matchup is, you know, all about the details. You don't really want to mess this one out. You really want to think it carefully. Every single move is important.
And at the same time, it's important to mention we are pretty much still at the start of game 2, but only 17 minutes remain. Are we really... going there? So we still know there is a Sting and 5 mana. Just how different would this be if there was the card from Ketu in the hand. Either a pen or a Urgula from XINXIN. I really don't get it.
ROMEO.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, as expected here, we use this thing. Gonna be quite the important draw for XINXIN.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what we know.
Let's always keep in mind that 14 minutes remain on the round, and let's see, because you know we're talking about being careful about the time, and here it is still far from being over. A lot of back and forth, a lot of action.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, now here still with Romeo, which I mean, honestly, is really trying hard.
But I mean, we've mentioned it. It's useless to keep repeating this, but that Ketu, I feel like, was really the step that changed, and that could possibly change the outcome of the match altogether, because we know 5 mana is in the end from XINXIN, and then he could have just searched for one premium target. Instead, he didn't, and it's not like he was gonna save that. As we can see, it got easily popped by Romeo, so really a big waste of what could be a flawless run.
Yeah, here you can tell that Romeo had his spot to stay there, be calm, and for sure the Ketu might have had, honestly, a huge impact on this game.
Yeah. Now Romeo debating what to use from the graveyard, gets back the 5 mana with the Urgula, has the option to send back the Synchro as well, and will go for it. Yep. Just reading it again to make sure. Shuffling back the Albalenatus.
Also setting the Fallen and the Virtuous here, thanks to the Albion.
Waiting until the end phase. XINXIN now reacts and brings back Fallen White. But Romeo reminds him of the Secretarian lock. Gonna be rough, but still has another turn to try and take this to game 3, even though 10 minutes now remain. First and foremost, as we can see, Albalenatus making the third appearance in this match. Game, actually. It's really going to be a back and forth one. SP, just like in the previous game, making an appearance for XINXIN. What is he going to be going over? The I think it's the Fallen, no?
I think so, yeah.
Pretty sure it is the quick spell. Yes, indeed, it is. And I mean, we are still far from it, but it would be interesting to have a double loss. Because then who wins the tournament would be quite surprising to figure out.
Also, like, I mean, of course, if Romeo's still in this one, he believes he has a chance to win this game too, right? Because otherwise, he would have tried his chance to go into game 3 directly and have more time. So,
yeah, to be fair, up until now, Romeo has taken quite a long time in the previous turn. So even though XINXIN now looks in a tough spot, he needs to fight back, and will try to do so here with this Albans. Discarding the Pixel, and Romeo is going to respond with this 5 mana. Probably trying to take away a valid target. But the only card he has in hand is his own Ecclesia.
oh, that's called by.
And we were thinking about going for call by. And yeah, XINXIN looked in doubt whether to use the card, as he knows about this flame.
you could tell kind of a bit of a misstep here from XINXIN, which was not quite happy about his choice.
And yeah, it makes sense now to go for the Gulamel because you take away possibly, as we can see, XINXIN has to resolve, should go for the Mirror Jade. What a game.
Yeah.
What a game indeed. As you can see now, XINXIN will attempt to summon back the Artalion, which is gonna get banished by the Sting.
Thing is, 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
Very confusing ending, of course, when time gets so tight. Only 5 minutes remain, and Romeo's picked up his cards. Wow. What an ending to this. It's 1-1. XINXIN makes it, but now there are only 5 minutes remaining, and it could totally end up in a double loss. I think now it will be up to the sportsmanship. I mean, in a lot of different scenarios, we've talked about the fact that conceding the duel can be beneficial because of tiebreakers. But when you're literally in the final, you're the only two undefeated players. A double loss can also make sense because at that point, I just don't know what's going to happen, because I think there is a universe in which, for example, Muselli or another of the X1s, if they win, they have better tiebreakers than the double loss.
Yeah, you never know.
So it's a crazy ending for sure.
It can go like really either way, or they can also end up having a double loss. It also depends on their hand, to be fair. Like, I really feel like if you're playing this deck, you know how good your hand is from first 5 cards. But again, like 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, Romeo is already done with his side deck. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Like, what an ending of this Italian Open 2026 here in Bologna.
Yes, I mean, 3 minutes remain on the clock. And it could totally be that none of these two undefeated players end up taking the trophy home. Let's take a look at the end. We gotta play this fast. It's not a great end. It's basically a break from Romeo. He has one draw to turn things around with this Albion. If he doesn't find a good card, that's a complete break.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He needs to, but he didn't present the deck. No, but he didn't present the deck. I mean, this is going too fast, but yeah, honestly, that's not okay at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, rightfully so, we are going to be pausing the match because, of course, emotions are there. Few minutes remain, but the game set must be respected in its clarity as much as possible. So, just like many of you guys at home noticed, the deck was not presented after the shuffle. I mean, in the heat of the moment, it can happen. Thankfully, we know it was Lukias, so it was clear as day. But now the information are just out of this world on, the Fuvalos, the Gamma, and it's gotta be the head judge that takes the decision of whether XINXIN didn't complain or what is going to be the final decision. So it cannot be on us.
Because there was so much stuff happening in like a few seconds.
Yeah, it was just so
much going on. Yeah, I mean, like talking about the match while we wait for our judges. What can we say? Like, I think we could have not asked for more. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's a cinematic ending no matter what. I thought at this point we were guaranteed to have a double loss, pretty much. But then we see a trick from our player and only one possible, Upstart Goblin on leg, which is with Albion Shrouded Dragon. And unfortunately, yeah, a bit of confusion right there. Regardless, there are not many one cards that you can draw, especially once we see these Psy frames that I've been hyping up for XINXIN finally getting played. And this means that we do have, a way to stop the play. So that's, a really, really, really important thing that regardless of what has happened, anyways, I have been informed that the head judge has come to the table and speaking to the players, even though in the heat of the moment it didn't look like it, he had asked XINXIN whether he wanted to cut, and Romeo offered his opponent to cut, and XINXIN just said it's fine. So luckily, let's say that he had a response for it, and nothing wrong happened, so we can resume the match. So yeah, we can go back to action. So not only, just as an additional clarification, not only Romeo has offered verbally to cut, but XINXIN confirmed to the head judge himself that he specifically said, no, I'm good to go, I don't want to cut it. So we're all good. Let's relax ourselves for a moment and dive back into action. At the same time, the head judge decided to give a 3-minute extension for this ending. So we will not have those 2 minutes, but 5 minutes total remaining in the round.
Back to action. Let's see if XINXIN can pull this one off, because okay, now the following ability is being activated from Romeo. I think it's left with one card in hand, right? Can't really remember what there was. Gets rid of the Ecclesia. Here also comes the Magnum here, and you can tell that also XINXIN then was not better at all compared to Romeo's hand. And here, yeah, it's the end of the round, but we have other 3 minutes to be played, as mentioned, for the extra time. Oh, Hululu, and yeah. The Alpha Lion here gets summoned, takes the Ash. And yet, Romeo takes the win and the title of Italian Open champion in what's been a rough ending with a lot of things going on. What a match that was. Yeah.
Here we are, definitely not the ending that we thought we were gonna get. It was really a roller coaster when it comes to the emotion displayed by both. Cannot say that any of them didn't deserve it, because they were both the only players on 8-0 representing the same decks. But I mean, it was wild. We really thought that XINXIN was about to get 2-0'd when we were in game 2, but also there were a lot of players, just plays going back and forth, and in the end, he was able to get that comeback when there were only 5 minutes remaining before siding for game 3, and I mean, that game 3 was just something else. So I guess there is not much to be said. As always, we're just gonna be waiting on the final confirmation. So we're gonna go on a short break as we need to finalize the standings, and then we'll be back with you for the prize ceremony. So thank you again for being with us, and don't go anywhere, because we'll be back with the announcement of the winner for the Italian Open.